I didn't know how powerful this was when I first started doing it. I was doing it for myself, then I was doing it for others, and then I saw how it affects the families. To see that yoga's help others, like, it's just a huge ripple effect, and it's amazing. Right after high school, I went into the Marine Corps. I was working on the helicopters for Clinton and Bush, and after 5 years, I got out of the Marine Corps and became a government contractor, and that's when my war zone travel started. In the first 4 years, I was out a lot, past the forward operating bases and out in the thick of things, and that's pretty much where I saw a lot of the worst things. I just kept doing it, and I loved it, and it was like living a dream, but after about 4 or 5 years, it took its toll on me. That's when the stress and depression and all that stuff started coming in. And that was right around the time when I found yoga. And I started to feel what it could feel like to be relaxed, and it changed my life. I really dove into it. I went 5-6 days a week for like the first 6 months. I became a yoga instructor, and I immediately started teaching when I was on my trips overseas. I continued over the next few years to refine that to what it is now, which is VETOGA. So it's a veteran-owned organization, and it's a nonprofit. We're trying to share the healing benefits of yoga and meditation with others like myself. The essence of what we do and why it's different is it's people that happen to be military veterans and spouses that are teaching other military veterans and spouses that can empathize with each other instead of just sympathizing.
What Justin is doing by not just teaching the classes, but actually allowing the veterans and the family members to actually partake in the teacher training. I mean, it's just so powerful to be able to experience the teachings and then actually be able to teach the teachings.
Once the walls are down, you can really dive in, be vulnerable. You can get to the root of some of the traumas and the things you're dealing with. They start to dissolve in that.
I've been in a lot of very stressful situations in the military. Some of the things that I've learned in yoga, like the calming breathing, are things that I've now incorporated into my life, and they just help me calm down and keep my cool, and that way I can go and help other people.
Everything we do is to provide community, to provide support. We want to start and just work all the way back from the civilian world into the veteran world into active duty to help bridge those gaps. We're getting into the Army and the Marine Corps and some in Air Force. We're getting these yoga classes into their PT. Like, I'm not bringing in the foo-foo fluffy stuff. I'm doing the hard fitness at first and the breathing and the yoga, and I'll start to very quietly and subtly bring in the spiritual side. You come in strong and hard and then bring in softly these little things. Like, they can't ignore that because it feels good. So now they have preventive maintenance. So instead of when they go and see some traumatic event, they'll be better handled and equipped to handle that. So it won't be as much of a trauma. It's very emotionally vulnerable to people, and once it starts, like, it really rips you open, and it really heals, and it pulls out those things inside of you, those stresses, those traumas that you're dealing with. So it's so beautiful, and it's scary, and it's, you know, emotional, but at the end of the day, like, if it's putting people in a good place, and like, that's what it's all about.